It's your boy Jim and Blue, Mr. All Access Elite Boxing, reporting live from Dallas, Texas. I want to thank each and every one of our listeners today. Make sure to follow us on All Access Elite Boxing on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're getting all your notifications, and also leave us a comment. Follow us on All Access Elite Boxing on Facebook, All Access Elite Boxing on Instagram, and if you're on Twitter, make sure to tweet us at All Access Elite. All right, fight fans, let's talk some boxing. Listen, huge news in the boxing world today as King Ryan Garcia releases a statement on a social media account stating his next opponent being Manny Pacquiao. Look, a lot of people are stunned. They're surprised. A lot of people wanted to see him fight Gervonta Tank Davis. It's no secret. Ryan Garcia recently knocked out Luke Campbell on the 2nd of January live on the Zone here in Dallas, Texas. And he immediately said after the fight inside the ring, I want Tank Davis. He had over 10,000 fans hooting and screaming, hollering. They wanted to see him face Tank Davis, an undefeated versus an undefeated. Now, obviously, with Tank Davis being with Mayweather Promotions, it was a little bit difficult to make that fight. Ryan Garcia went on a publicity tour, calling out Ryan, even though he was the mandatory to fight Devin Haney for his WBC title. Never once did he call out Teofimo Lopez. And that's the thing, because in the lightweight division, we have a lot of these young up-and-coming stars, all undefeated, all, 23, 22 years old, 24 years old, and it's very difficult for them to try and make fights together, considering that each and every one of them have different promoters. Each fighter feels that as if they're the A side. Each fighter feels that, I've already fought on pay-per-view. Oh, this guy hasn't fought. Oh, well, I have all the belts. I'm the undisputed champion. And at the end of the day, it's just hard to sit down and make a fight, especially when it comes to dollars. Now, with Ryan Garcia, everybody knows he's a YouTube star, a social media sensation, having over 7-8 million followers. And, to Ryan Garcia's credit, he's spoken into existence. He mentioned that, if I can't get Tank Davis, I want to fight with Manny Pacquiao. I want to fight against a legend. No secret, Ryan Garcia has had his issues in the past with his promoter, with Oscar De La Hoya. Recently, about a year or two ago, blasting them on social media, making videos saying, he doesn't feel that he's being taken care of. He doesn't feel as if he's being compensated. But now that, Oscar De La Hoya is no longer promoting Canelo Alvarez, he has to put his priority and his focus on the young up-and-coming talent that he has, which, of course, obviously the top two is Ryan Garcia and Virgil Ortiz. Now, there's a lot of questions regarding this fight because there hasn't been a potential site yet determined. There hasn't been an actual date because remember, Manny Pacquiao was in negotiations, or rather in talks of him potentially fighting Conor McGregor. And, with McGregor getting knocked out recently on UFC 257, that fight pretty much went underwater, man. So Ryan Garcia pulling out this fight, and it leaves you to wonder, well, how do you feel the welterweight divisions the fighters are fighting? Earl Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford. These guys were all waiting for Manny Pacquiao. They were waiting for several months, for years, to just even get a crack at his WBA title. Now, mind you, Manny Pacquiao has not fought since July of 2019, and the WBA had recently mentioned that if he does not defend his title against one of their ranked opponents, then he could possibly lose the belt, or he'll have to vacate it. So it'll be interesting to see, because even if Ryan does fight Manny Pacquiao, at what weight class? Will Ryan fight him at 140? Is he going to fight him at 147? Tank Davis recently stated on social media that the fight is going to be considered an exhibition fight. We don't know yet if it's a pay-per-view, if it's an actual fight, or if it's going to be an exhibition. Tank mentioned, I'm moving on. I'm moving on to the next one. I don't got time to be wasting and time to be chasing this kid. But at the end of the day, man, it's unfortunate, because remember, Ryan Garcia went on the Mike Tyson podcast and did a FaceTime with Gervonta Davis and was calling him out, making a lot of noise. And I told everybody that would listen, look, Ryan Garcia is trying to build. He's trying to take advantage of him, fighting on the 2nd of January, being one of the first fights of the year, and then still trying to ride that wave of publicity in order to act as if he's building up a fight with Gervonta in order to pull the rug underneath him and fight somebody else. I knew this. I saw this coming. We called it earlier, and everything has pretty much come true. But to Ryan's credit, again, he is going after a legend. Manny Pacquiao, 8-time divisional champion. The guy's a legend in the sport. He's already 42, 43 years old, and he's basically at the end of his career. Now, if Manny Pacquiao does end up taking this fight, obviously it's for money reasons. He's, from my understanding, is in the process of running for president in the future of his country. His country, the Philippines, has gone through a pandemic, obviously, and they're hurting financially, and he's mentioned that any proceeds that he makes in these exhibition type fights, whether it be with Conor McGregor or any other YouTube star, that a big portion of that will go to his country to help his people in need, which is very admirable by him. But at the end of the day, man, fight fans, they want to see the best fighting the best. And again, it's going to be very difficult for people to pay pay-per-view if it's going to be an exhibition fight. So my question to you guys is Ryan Garcia ducking Gervonta Davis or even Devin Haney? By him taking this fight, is he ducking? You guys got to keep in mind that, Ryan Garcia is in a position to try and win the A side. And what I mean by that is if he beats Manny Pacquiao, he will automatically become a pay-per-view sensation, pay-per-view star, and arguably one of the face of boxing. He'll be the face of boxing as far as from a monetary standpoint. If he loses, I think what'll happen is that it'll lose somewhat of steam. It'll lose steam of him going back down to lightweight and fighting these guys like Teofimo, Tank Davis, and Devin Haney. Now, I don't, Ryan Garcia said on his social media account, hey, listen, who wouldn't want to give up an opportunity of fighting a legend like Manny Pacquiao? I mean, that's every fighter's dream. That's every fighter's payday dream. But the thing about it is that it does put him in a position to take advantage of his opportunity, somewhat like what Teofimo did. Teofimo fought Lomachenko, and a lot of people didn't give Teofimo a chance. But you know what? He took a risk, he took a gamble, and it paid off. Can that happen with Ryan Garcia? I mean, if he does fight Manny Pacquiao at welterweight or even at 140 and beats him, I mean, this guy will be a bona fide superstar, and he'll be the A-side moving forward for the remaining of his career. There would be no, hey, let's go 50-50 on this fight. I mean, that's already going to be thrown out the window. He would have to be the A-side when it comes to money negotiating purses. And that's like him against Teofimo, him against Tank Davis, him against Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and these type guys. Now remember, Tank Davis, or rather Floyd Mayweather said, hey, you know what? If Tank and Ryan fight, Tank has to be the A side. He already has a pay-per-view under his belt. He's already sold pay-per-view. But I don't know if this is a cash out from Oscar De La Hoya. I don't know if it's just to try and basically cash him out, see what they can do, take that gamble and take that risk, because if Ryan wins, Oscar De La Hoya wins. So it's a win-win situation. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys like this fight? Do you guys feel that Ryan Garcia is ducking? Do you feel that he's has the opportunity of being the next pay-per-view superstar? Where do you guys think that the fight could be? Will it be in the Middle East? Could it be here at Cowboy Stadium in Dallas, Texas? You guys decide. Let me know, man. I appreciate your time. Make sure to drop a comment. It's your boy Jim and Blue, Mr. All Access Elite Boxing.